It's a privilege to stand in front of you. Just a small talk before starting with the presentation of the City Swim. I only started last year, June. I have a bit of the same as Sally, although when I started we're going down instead of you were going up when you started. Hopefully that's not my problem. We are a small country, Holland, and we are very lucky with three things, which this is the last one. Of course, maybe you have heard about the awareness campaign which said I already died, which moved up the awareness in Holland from 20% to 90%, which is huge, and which did raise funding very much. The other thing, of course, last year was the Ice Bucket Challenge, and this one is also very important for us. We started off in 2005 as a foundation and raised €300,000, and it went up to 1.4 million in 2011, 2.7 in 2012, 6.5 in 2013, and 9 million in 2014. And now we're going down. That's what I already told you. And all the people ask in Holland, where is this success coming from? Well, as I told you, the campaign, the Ice Bucket Challenge, and this thing. This is not an action that is done by us. This is a separate foundation. So I'm giving here a presentation because of this board of directors, which is the Amsterdam City Swim and the New York City Swim. So it's not my presentation, but I'm happy to give it to you because the impact for us in Holland is huge, and probably, or maybe, it can be huge for more people in the world. And it started in 2012. And I need to go to this. How can I? Oh. It should be a movie. Going on because I don't know how long this video is going to take, so I'm already looking at Sarah. The Amsterdam City Swim started in 2012 because friends of a patient who died in 2013 started swimming in Istanbul and crossing the river from Asia to Europe, which was called the Hellespont swim. And after they did this, they had a few drinks, and then one of these guys said, why don't we start swimming the canals? And that's what they did. So that's where they started off in 2012. Facts of last year, 2,000 people jumped in. Also, kids jumped in. My kids also swam this thing. And it's really like a sort of wanna-have in Holland. Swimming in the canals in Amsterdam, nobody would ever thought about it. And as you can see, this year it raised more than $1.8 million or euros at one day. And that's not the only thing. Also, a lot of people who were looking over there. Facebook, Twitter, PR, really not only national, also international. And look at the number of visitors at the right side, more than 100,000 people looking at the swim. Of course, also sponsors needed. These are some sponsors. And look at the picture at the right. I have that more than 100,000 spectators are looking at the canals and know that we're swimming for ALS. And that's even better than all the money that we get from it. This year, 5th time, will happen on the 4th of September. And hopefully there will be another success. They will plunge in. I tried it myself. It was quite interesting to swim in the canals after swimming in the Hudson, Barbara, and it's not so dirty as you think. I'm still here. This was very nice. In the 4th year, they start moving up with the kids swim, and they swim like 500 or 750 meters with their parents. And as I told you, my children joined. My wife doesn't even look at water. And when she jumped in and came out, she texted me like, this is the best thing I've ever done. So the feeling is also great. There are also 5 training days before we start off in September. And it's also a very social event to see each other over there. Well, here's the big moment. Here you can see it's 1.6 million. And after they closed the city swim, it went on to the end of September, and it went over 1.8 million. Last year with the Ice Bucket Challenge, it was 2.2 million. The characteristics of the swim, it's involved, it's warm, it's sportive. It's really a very easy, fantastic day where ALS is the center point of everything. What makes it different? Because, of course, because nobody did swim in the canals because everybody thought it was very dirty. And it all started with the Hellespont swim, and that's the guy that I was talking about, Gorrit-Jan, who also is the founder of this awareness campaign. And if you want to use it, use it. It helped us a lot. The vision is that there are many diseases in the world, but this swim is really for the city swim. On the day of Gorrit-Jan, his death, they promised him, we'll swim until a cure is there for ALS. The mission is that it's a unique, impactful swim, which also funds a lot of money for this MND, ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease. Then, that's why I'm here to present to you that if we can swim in Amsterdam, we can swim everywhere. And so this Amsterdam Shooting Swim Board has been making a plan of a worldwide ambition to swim everywhere in the world. This would be their dream, that we will all be swimming at one day in all these kind of places to raise money for this event. And here is Gorrit-Jan again. The route through Amsterdam, I'm not going to tell you what the route is, just join me next year. And this is another video that I like to show. Well, Sarah, because of time, I'm going to keep on going. The participation, you can all read this because you will all be sent out this presentation. Of course, safety is above all we're doing. Last year or this year, the temperature was almost too cold to start the swim, which was lucky enough not the case. Also liabilities. Well, will you take the plunge and tried to get in contact. Maybe this will be as successful in your country as it is in Holland. I think we will move up to 5 million euros this year, which is 1.8 of the city swim. So for us, it's enormous and big, and we like to keep it like that. And of course, this first year of ambition to go worldwide was in New York, where they organized a swim where 430 people jumped into the Hudson. It was a bit easy because the current was with us. Instead of in Amsterdam, there was no current. And this was my presentation on behalf of the New York City Swim and the Amsterdam City Swim. Thank you very much.
This is great, but can you describe the fundraising model? How do you make 1.1 million euro out of 2,000 swimmers? It's not registration fees, is it sponsorships? How did you make so much money?
Well, they did something very good with marketing. What they do is everybody pays like 100 euros to compete, and then the rest of the cost of the event is sponsored by big sponsors. And then if you swim through the canals, you start asking people to donate to you to finish the city swim. So all the costs that has been made are covered by the 100 euros and the sponsors, and all the money that has been donated to the swimmers is going directly to our foundation. It's incredible, and it works fantastic, and it's almost a one and a half that if for example, if the website goes open, within 24 hours, it's full. Don't ask me how they did it and what they did, but within one day, it's full. Kiki.
It's fantastic. I didn't find our city from the map, actually. My question is, how do you keep the momentum? If I take the plunge, I swim, I finish, and my friends support me, how about next year I want to participate? Do you think my friends are going to support me again? We have the same problem for the ultra marathon race. We had a first year, it's very successful, but for the second year, for the third year, it's not that good.
Well, it's a concern for sure. Thinking about that, it can't be going up every year and year again. So we're already thinking about what happens if it's going down. It will go down because it's not new anymore. But until now, and last year was a bit more difficult, not on the individuals, but on the sponsors. But then finally we got a big sponsor who sponsored it in Amsterdam and in New York. And if we have like a worldwide city swim proposal for sponsors, it might be interesting. So, but at the end, it will go down. So we have to think about new ways. It really worked out at our country. So maybe it works out for countries that are here now.
Thank you. Our city was on the map. So how do we go about organising it? Is it something the Amsterdam City Swim organises themselves, or do we have to initiate it?
No, the thing is that if you get in contact with me, I will give the contact, of course, to the City Swim Board, because it's their responsibility. And the only thing that I know that is very important for them, they say it's a different kind of foundation that should do the work than the M&D or ALS Foundation. So I'm not doing the work, it's a third-party action. And for example, in New York, they founded a separate board. So if you would like to join for Sydney, then I will get you in contact with Amsterdam, and then they will do the work. No, they will give you the book, how it works, but you have to do the work in Sydney yourself.
So you would have to set up a foundation in Sydney ourselves?
That's what they think, and they will get in contact. I know they're in contact already with Madrid, in London, in Leuven, in Prague. So there have been some talks already, and there's only been one swim until now, which was outside Holland, which was New York.
Thank you.
Carlos.
Well, this is actually just a couple of comments. The first one is I had the privilege of being in Amsterdam a couple of years ago, and believe me, it's not about the money. Actually, it is about the money, but it was just impressive. These 100,000 people involved in this event, it was just amazing, amazing. The energy and everything, it was just great. The other thing I wanted to say is that we're trying to actually move this and do it in Madrid as well. The news here is that Madrid does have a river. Okay.
That's handy.
Yeah, and actually there's a wonderful area to do this in Madrid, right in the center of the city. For those of you who are soccer fans, it's right by the Atletico de Madrid stadium. But anyway, the thing is, we are trying to organize this in Madrid. We have basically the go-ahead in terms of feasibility, in terms of the technical part, you know, the quality of the water and everything. The one thing that we don't have right now is the political support. There were just municipal elections in Madrid only a few months ago, and we are kind of lost in terms of who do we have to talk to, because the river belongs to some, let's say, structure of the municipality, but the different boroughs around it depend on something else, everything. Well, I don't want to talk too much about that, but I really think that we haven't lost hope yet, so we really are trying to organize this in Madrid, and hopefully in a few years, you can take the plunge in Madrid as well, okay?
Thank you very much.
I promise the weather will be better.
And you're all invited, of course, to swim in Amsterdam on the 4th of September, but also on the 12th of June in New York, the city swim will start again. So 12th of June in New York and the 4th of September in Amsterdam.
Okay. Right, we have another.
I was just wondering if any country wanted to participate in this, what is the sort of procedure to be a part of the worldwide event? And
Well, I'm not sure because this board of members in Amsterdam, they are chief of the event. I will get you in contact with them,
Okay.
and they will have to talk with you what is needed and what to be done.
right, and if it's a worldwide event, then how is the funds distribution going to be? Like the funds raised
It
from?
will stay. That's one of the best questions. The funds will stay in the country where the swim will be.
Okay.
For 100%. The only thing we're going to do, what we just figured out, is that maybe if we have these swims all over the world, we can have a small percentage for the alliance.
Yeah,
Can
that
at
would
least
be
I
a
can
good
ask.
Okay, great.
Thank you very much.
Hey, John, just real quick, but the money, doesn't currently the money go to Project Mine?
Also an interesting question. In New York, we had some discussion about this. In the past, the money which was raised in Amsterdam was earmarked to cure and care. And because of this worldwide ambition, they're looking more to mine, because mine is an international project which they can roll out and can use the swims very well for. But we all know that as long as there is no cure, we have to take care of care. So we're still in contact with them, but Project Mine is one of the largest projects that is earmarked in there.
So what might just be a suggestion for the organizers is if they look and, you know, care and cure would be a good way to go, but maybe what we as an alliance could do is come up with 2 or 3 projects so that if you are, because now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know what I don't know, and I'm not always the sharpest pencil in the box. But it seems to me that there were, when I had a discussion with Lucy and folks around Project Mine, that there are some countries that the way that their health regulations are and their laws are, that they cannot carry out Project Mine in the easiest way. So it might behoove us to actually look at 2 or 3 projects so that a country has some options on what that money might go for within their country. And then, of course, if we could negotiate 5 or 10% of the dollars raised to go to the alliance, then that would be helpful as well. Just a thought.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. From the last year, the 1.8 million, 75,000 euros was earmarked on international collaboration. So the international part for the Amsterdam City Swim Board is really very important. So at least I can get in contact with them, also with the idea for the alliance. I would love to. Thank you very much.